All right, so we're going to start the digestive system. And we're going to do a quick overview. Okay. All right, so the digestive system essentially is a tube. It's a tube that starts at the mouth. Okay, so this tube starts at the mouth and it goes all the way down to the little exit door. Okay, so food comes in the mouth and it leaves out the the exit route, which is the rectum and the anus. Okay, so the functions of So if we look at functions of the digestive tract, well, the first function that we have, obviously, don't have good here. So the first function is to ingest food, ingest nutrients. Okay? When we ingest nutrients, the food that we eat, carbohydrates, so carbs, proteins, fats, things like that. These are huge molecules. They're big. So when we take them in, they have to be broken down into smaller things for the body to be able to do anything with them. So we bring in these big pieces of food, and then we have to break them down into smaller pieces. Okay? We call that digestion. All right, there's two facets to that. There's two ways that we digest food. There's mechanical digestion. So of course that's, chewing, things like that. So basically adding like a force to it to break it down. So of course it's chewing and things like that. In the stomach, it's the muscles contracting and churning it and all of that. So those are just mechanical ways that food is broken down. The second way is chemical digestion. And chemical digestion does the same thing. It breaks things down, but it uses chemicals. So it'll add a chemical, an enzyme, and that will break it down. Okay, so all these macronutrients up here have enzymes that break these things down. So carbohydrates, we have amylase. Proteins, we have proteases. And fats, we have lipases. All right, and those are the chemicals that break these things down. All right, so the third thing, well, we have to be able to move this stuff. Okay, so we got to be able to move this stuff through our system. Okay, so that is called motility. Okay, so the foodstuffs have to be moved along the tube. So we've got special, muscles, smooth muscle that helps to squeeze that stuff all the way through this tube along its way. And along its way, certain things happen to it. It gets digested, and then eventually we end up in places like the stomach and the small intestine. And in those places, we have cells that line the tract, and organs and things like that. And things are secreted in here. The things that are secreted in there are chemicals that finish the digestive process. Okay, so we get enzymes in here that are secreted. So the next function of the digestive tract is secretion. So these are secretion of the chemicals or enzymes. Enzymes, bile, things like that that help us to break down the food so that it can be done, so that the next thing can happen, which would be absorption. We have to absorb this stuff into the blood. So it has to get through, this little piece of food has to come from here, get through the cell, and into the blood. The stuff that's in here, in the tube, that is not in your body. And that is outside of your body. It is not in your body until it is absorbed into your bloodstream. Okay? So absorption. And then the last thing, we have to get rid of the stuff that, isn't digestible. So we have to be able to eliminate. Elimination. So that is basically the overview and the process of the digestive tract, and that's what we're going to talk about, how the structures and of digestion and the cells and the enzymes that are involved, and how we absorb foods into our body and then get rid of what's left. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about.